My name's Julie, but I wasn't born as Julie. When I was 12, 13 years old, I started to wear my mother's and sister's dresses. And I did so because I'm just like every other human being on this planet, which is that I like to be happy with that person I see every morning in the mirror. Hi!
Oh, hi, Julie. How are you? Oh,
How are you?
Lovely. Oh, I love your
I know.
Julie Miller, formerly Major Bernie McLean, who retired from the British Army in 2018 after 25 years' service with the Royal Electrical and Mechanical Engineers. Since leaving the army, Julie has devoted her time to helping other trans people with their journeys. Today, she's come to visit Alice, previously Jeffrey, who, at 80 years old, has just undergone transformative genital surgery.
So, how's things going since you had the
Fine.
operation?
Yes. Oh, wow. All healed up. Well, my name's Alice, actually. Alice Neal, and I've been trans, or known I've been transgender, since I was 6. My mum took me to Putney Hospital, where I saw a specialist. I was heated up in a hot tub, like a Turkish bath, and then I was dressed in a skirt and the makeup. I can remember the makeup, it was silly, it was excessive makeup, silly lipstick. And then I had to, stood in the shower, my mother held me by my shoulders like this, and there was a mirror in front of me, and then I'd been given a little drop of liquid, but it was salty, and this made me sick, and I had to be sick at my own image. So while I was held like that and the shower was put onto me, while I was hot, but then suddenly freezing cold, and then I was being sick at my own image in a mirror. This was under the National Health to cure me from being what they thought would be gay. It didn't make any difference. I was still Alice, and I just began. And I had to keep it a secret.
So you're feeling much better upstairs and downstairs.
Oh.
But how things like, you know, when you go out shopping, you go and see your friends, has there been a change?
Well, yes and no, really. I mean, nobody said in the supermarket, oh, I see you had an operation. So, because nobody knows what's down there.
Know
so I almost felt like I wanted to tell people, you know, so, I'm there, I'm not last.
I would say now that the Army and the Navy and the Air Force, from my experience, are one of the best LGBT employers in the country.
When Julie first joined the military, if she'd been caught wearing a dress, she'd have been removed from the army on mental health grounds.
Back in those days, I just hid that aspect of my personality. I suppressed it and denied it and parked it in a very distant, dark corner of my mind. In practical sense, what that meant was that I had to pretend to be a dynamic leader of men. I had to be one of the boys. And so, for example, my natural tendency is to sit like this, but that's not very masculine, is it? So you've got to sit with your legs apart. I decided to lower my voice an octave so I could be more like a dynamic leader of men. But I went in and it was so unnatural, and the second in command said, "Why are you talking like that?" I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Your voice is one octave lower than it was yesterday." My last 2 weeks in the army, I went as Julie, the trans woman, and I could not have found any more acceptance. The thing about being trans is that you're swimming against the tide. So for me, being a little boy wearing a dress was so natural, but in that society of the 1970s, it was so despised. And so to actually come out and swim against the tide, you've got to show courage and you've got to be a fighting person. The standards of the army, courage and integrity, you've got to be true to yourself. And so a trans person is actually quite attractive to the army because they are people who know how to fight, they are full of courage and they are honest to themselves.
It's now nearly 4 months since I've had my operation, and everything is lovely, and the voices have stopped. I'm just so happy. I just cannot believe. If I could have only been like this 74 years ago. It's been so great.
On a scale of 1 to 10?
On a 1 to 10.
0 is very unhappy and 10 is very happy.
10, I'm absolutely, I'm over the moon.
It was Julie who took Alice along for her surgery. Ironically, at the very same hospital, 6-year-old Jeffrey was taken for conversion therapy all those years ago. The former army officer has supported her throughout and continues to help many others in an ever-transforming society. Hannah King, Forces News.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.